Welcome back to the Westin Hotel. We have been spending the morning here for Medline Canada's Breast Cancer Awareness Forum. Joining me now, you may recognize her because she is quite often on CTV, Dr. Marla Shapiro, CTV medical consultant, today's keynote speaker, host of Dr. Marla and Friends. How do you have time to be a mother as well?
It's busy. There's a little bit to juggle here, but you know what? With good planning, it all gets done. And hey, this was so early. This is, it's what, 8 o'clock in the morning, and we've already had an hour talk and breakfast.
As long as you're not too exhausted to carry out the rest of your day, you'll have lots of time.
We're good to go. We're good to go.
So now this is the third time that you've spoke with Medline. What keeps you coming back?
I think it comes, they're so focused on breast cancer prevention and breast cancer awareness, and the message is so important. And this is a group of operatory room nurses from across the country. They are really, the hidden faces behind the OR rooms. Without them, OR rooms would not work. Us doctors often get the glory, but it's the operatory room nurses that are so important. And they were really the strength behind my treatment. Every time I did a surgery, I knew I was in good hands because those women and men in the OR were there with me.
And now, having said that, when you were preparing your speech and also delivering it, did you go about it a little bit differently? And did you find that the audience is reacting differently than they typically would because they are nurses?
I think because they're nurses and they often work in a world of oncology and cancer, they relate to the messages. And there's nobody on the planet who isn't touched by cancer, either themselves or a family member or a close friend. And we are trying so hard to get the messaging out in terms of primary prevention, early detection, surveillance, not only of breast cancer, all cancers. So I think that this group is particularly aware and particularly involved, and it's a pleasure to speak to them.
And did you catch some of the pink glove dance?
Oh my, I was in the pink glove dance. There was no way that they were going to let me not be in that pink glove dance. So this pink glove dance is a competition across the world now, not just here in Canada and the United States, which challenges hospitals to wear those pink gloves and put on a coordinated dance, and the winner wins a lot of money for their institutional setting or to donate back to breast cancer. It's a great way to get the messaging out. And if you go on YouTube and see these pink glove dances, they're hilarious.
Yes, they definitely do have a lot of fun.
So they got me coordinated today doing all those dances. I'm embarrassed to say, but I did.
I like that they kept the moves very simple, so we could keep up.
Oh, it was great.
And today was a bit of a record-breaking day as well, because today was Medline Canada's largest pink glove dance in history.
Absolutely.
So we'll show our viewers some of that
flash mob.
In about flash mob in about 30 minutes or so. But throughout your speech, you were mentioning that you don't refer to yourself as a survivor. Instead, you're not surviving, you're thriving.
I think that's the messaging, that we look right now that almost 4% of the North American population are so-called survivors. They've worn a cancer diagnosis. But I think it's about more than just surviving. It's about thriving. It's about bringing that message forward. It's letting Canadians know what they can do to reduce their risk of cancer and reduce the risk of recurrence if they've had a primary diagnosis of cancer. It's about translating attitude into behavior and actions. And that was part of the messaging this morning.
And why did you refer to your husband as a survivor as well?
Well, because the reality is that the definition of survivor is from the day that you are diagnosed, not only you who wears the diagnosis of having some form of cancer, but all your family members are considered survivors as well. And you recognize that as you go through the journey, what's happening to you impacts on everybody in your family. And it's naive to think that it's just you alone. So your fears, your emotions, they have their set of fears and emotions. We're all in the journey together. And I think that's an important message, that we need to be in this journey together.
Dr. Shapiro, thank you so much for chatting with us today.
Thank you so
much. The women in the crowd were raving
and
about
men.
how touching.
Oh, our nurses are men too, right?
Yes.
We have to be careful.
There definitely were some men in the crowd today.
More women than men, though.
Thank you very much. Yes,
My pleasure.
We need to outline their presence as well. Thanks a lot for the chat.
Nice to see you.
If you head to the Pink Glove website, you can look at all of the information about how to submit your own Pink Glove dance video.